So, during the time that I spent in my sadhana, I spent a lot of time on the banks of the Narmada river. So there is a small little town called Maheshwar, which is not very far from Indore, about 125 kilometers from Indore. And it has an ancient bank, and it is the town of Maharani Ahilya Devi, Ahilya Bai. So here there's a particular place where there used to be a very old sadhu. His name was Brahmachari Shiv Chaitanya. He was one of my teachers also. And there I stayed for quite some time and did some practices, and I had some very interesting experiences there. So this bank which is there, it has one ghat known as Matangeshwar Ghat. So usually on Matangeshwar Ghat some kind of event always happens during the night time, and it is supposed to be a special ghat because there's some event or something happening, some spiritual thing happens there, some special thing happens there at night. So three of us sadhus were sitting there. There was one of my Naga friends, Swami Rameshwar Puri, and there was another sadhu who was from the Das Sampradaya, the Vaishnava Sampradaya. His name was Swami KarunaNidhanDas, and myself, and there was one more person who was a sadhak or something who was there. So we were sitting and talking about different things, and the topic of this ghat and this place came up. And I said, this place is very special, always something special is happening over here. So Karunanidhan tried to ask me what is happening, and I said, well, I can't tell you what is happening because it's a matter of experience. But every night here on the banks of the Narmada, they say that there are many numerous people who are living over here in subtle form, and there are so many siddh. These are perfected beings who are in subtle form, and they live over here and practice over here, and it is a sort of, there are so many of them that they say the kamandal to kamandal it is touching. The kamandal is a small little water vessel which the sadhus carry in their hands. So that is the saying that goes on the banks of the Narmada. So Swami KarunaNidhanDas kind of started saying, oh, what is there? Nothing is here. This is there, that is there. So I told him, no, it is a special place. You are not being able to understand the value of this place. So he said, okay, if that is the case, then tonight I'll sleep there. So I said, okay, that's your choice. So he went and decided to put his bed on the ghat itself. So the ghats are very well made there. They are made of stone, and all the kings of olden time in the Queen Ahilya Bai had made a lot of ghats there. So this place, there if you see, the stairs are going down, and between the stairs, between two ghats, there is this extension which is made, and on each sides of that there are shivlings over there. So he decided to put his bed on that and tried to sleep there. So anyway, he went off, and the whole issue was, at that point in time in the evening, it was sort of finished. And then morning, I meet him and I say, okay, Swami, you tell me what happened. And he said, no, nothing happened. But I could tell by his this thing that something had happened there. So I told him, no, but tell me, something happened or nothing happened? You were saying the ghat there is nothing over here, and that this place doesn't have any special value. So he says, no, but there was, something did happen. He finally admitted, kind of. He wasn't admitting, but I kind of forced him. Then I told him, tell me what happened. So he said, no, Swamiji, these experiences, if you share them, then you lose them. So I don't want to tell you. So I said, nothing will happen to you. Your experiences will not get lost. This happens when you share your experiences with the people who are not ready for these experiences. So, and especially if you're sharing with common people. So in the given case, you're sharing with me. So nothing is going to happen to your experience. And in any case, you had this experience because of me, because I kept telling you that this place is special and so you must go there and all that. So he finally, after quite some time, needling him quite a lot, he finally gave in. And he says, well, Swamiji, I was sleeping there and I was trying to sleep at least. I put my bed there, but the energy is so high on the banks that I couldn't sleep. So I was lying down in this stage of half asleep, half awake. And about 3 o'clock, I see a Swamiji, a sadhu, going by. So actually in Maheshwar, it's a very small town and there are very few sadhus. There are just maybe some 10-12 sadhus, and we know all of them almost because we were living there for quite some time. So we knew all the sadhus there. So he says he was wearing white clothes and he was shining, like there was light coming out from him. And he looked slightly not very old, not very young, but there was a strange glow to him. So I said, why didn't you get up and go and wish him? He says, I tried, but I was lying in the state and I was simply not able to move. I just saw him. And I saw him going by, and I realized he is a great saint, and I couldn't move at all. And he says the saint went by and his body was glowing, and he went past me, and I kept just lying there in a state of stupor. I couldn't get up at all. So this is the kind of thing which happened with him on the banks of the Narmada. So in Narmada Khand, when you travel, Narmada Khand means the part of India which is Narmada. If you travel there, then you will find that a lot of these very strange and very interesting things will happen at many points in time on the banks. And many people who have been doing the parikrama there, it's the only river in India where a parikrama is done. So usually they start from one point and they cannot cross the river. Then they start with keeping the river to the right side. They keep walking around the whole river and do a complete walking, and only at the end where it meets the sea, at that point they take a boat and they cross the river to the other side and then walk back. So it's technically this parikrama is supposed to be done in 3 years, 3 months and 3 days. But sometimes people who walk fast, they can even do it in lesser time. Some people are known to do it in 6 months also, some even lesser also. And there are people who have done 10 and 11 parikramas. So usually when a person does a parikrama, he always feels he will get some kind of experience. So this is one of the experiences that one person had only staying there. It is not even the parikrama.